Hi there, I'm Brooks Naylor. I'm a developer advocate here at Propel Auth, and welcome to the What Does Blank Actually Mean series, a series where we're going to dive into some of the jargon, acronyms, and terminology surrounding authentication. The purpose of this series and our jobs at Propel Auth in general are to kind of hide away that complexity and make it easy for you to use. That said, for those of you curious about what these actually mean, that's what this series is for. Today, we're going to be talking about SSO, or single sign-on. Before answering the question at hand, you should know that you've probably already used SSO. Anytime that you've logged into any kind of application using Google or Facebook or some other social account, you've been using SSO. SSO stands for single sign-on, and it's a method of authentication where you use one single account for accessing multiple applications. With SSO, a huge benefit is that you don't really need to remember a bunch of different usernames or passwords for every single site and application you use. Instead, you just need to authenticate into one, and then you can access all of your authorized apps without having to log in again. So instead of using a variety of credentials to prove who you are to whichever website or service that you're trying to log into, instead you're saying, hey, website, I've already logged into my Google account. Go ahead and ask them who I am. So how does SSO actually work? Let's take as an example using a Google account to log into and then use Asana. When a user goes to the login page for Asana, they'll see something like what you see here, an authentication screen with a Continue with Google button. When a user clicks that button, they are brought in the browser to the consent screen that's made by Google. If the user clicks one of their accounts and consents, then Google sends the user back to Asana with a token. From here, Asana uses that token to fetch available information from Google, like the user's name or their email. You can see now that we're on Asana's website and they know who we are. That's because Google sent us back with a token specific to our account. We hand that token over to Asana and then they can fetch our information. There are several benefits to using single sign-on or SSO. For one thing, it can save your users a lot of time and effort. With SSO, they don't have to remember multiple usernames and multiple strong passwords so that they can log into your applications a lot more quickly and easily. It also helps with security. Since you only have to remember one set of login credentials, it allows you as a builder to more easily set up additional security features. But the implementation of SSO can change and become a lot more advanced and complex in an enterprise setting. In typical enterprise settings, the company would be using their own identity provider rather than an OAuth SSO flow to an external source like Google or Facebook. We'll be diving more into this difference in a future video. Our goal at Propel Auth is always to make sure that you don't have to think about things like SSO and other authentication topics so that you can keep on working on the things that matter most to you and your products. But if you're curious to learn more, we're happy to provide a look into how it all ticks. Be sure to check out more videos in this series in the future, and if you have any other questions about authentication, be sure to send us a message at support@propelauth.com.